I had a bit of a scare this week. I thought I was getting fired. You see, one of my team members messaged me on Teams. That's what we use, Microsoft Teams. Not Discord, not Skype, not Slack, but Teams. And I got this little notification and it said, "I'm sorry, buddy. Just saw the recap." And there's been a lot of things happening at the company I work for the past 3 months. They've been working on, you know, uh, getting rid of 15% of the company. 15% of the company no longer works there if you were to compare it to 3 months ago. And then earlier this week, our CEO up and retired out of nowhere. No one knew it was going to happen. That's right. It was a bad week for CEOs. Ooh, yeah. And so you never know what's going to happen, right? You get news on random days about people that you work with, and suddenly they're not working with you anymore. You're still working, but they're not. They might be working somewhere else if all turns out well. And so you never know what's going to happen, right? It's a real volatile time in the world right now, especially in the tech industry. And so when my teammate messaged me with these two messages, he said, "I'm sorry, buddy. Just saw the recap." I started scrambling. I went to the calendar. I was like, "Is there a meeting I missed?" I went to my email. I was like, "Is there an email I missed? Maybe they announced something. What's this recap? I have no idea." I'm trying to rack my brain. And it's early in the day, right? It's like an 8 a.m., 9 a.m. message. And I was like, oh my, I'm not tip top shape. I got to figure this out. What is he talking about? But I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find any evidence. No smoking gun, huh? Oh, second reference. Damn. So I just did the bold thing and I asked him. I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Oh, the league." And then it clicked. A few months ago, our team, we did this last year and we did it this year too. We started a fantasy football league. And apparently this coworker of mine beat me by over 100 points. And that's the thing. All my players were playing. It's not even like I had some players in a bye week, where they were just sitting out and no one was injured. I just got reamed, as they say. And so he was messaging me to say, "Oh, hey, sorry about that. Sorry I absolutely bent you over in fantasy football." Well, you can understand, right? With the current environment, my mind started going places. I was like, oh my God, this is it. Which, it makes no sense, right? Why would this coworker be the one to tell me? We're cool, we're chill, but that was also part of the concern, is that this coworker messaged me. It's one of those relationships where we're like chill, we're friendly with each other, we like each other, we'll ask each other for help if we need it, but we're not frequently messaging each other. Like I would say on average, this person and I message 3 times a month. And so when I got one message from him, I was like, oh my God, this is a third of my messages I'll get from him this month. It's a big deal. It holds a lot of weight. That means if you get a message from this person, that they only messaged me because they needed to. We're not just doing the friendly, like, oh, how's it going thing. So when I got this message that said, "I'm sorry, buddy, I just saw the recap," you can understand why it was a cause of concern, why the alarm bell started going off. But I'm proud and happy to report that no, nothing happened. I just got absolutely shellacked when it comes to fantasy football. But if we're being honest, I don't pay attention to fantasy football because I don't pay attention to football. So yeah, all's well that ends well. And on the topic of football, I was thinking about it this week, and football is like the smoking of sports, if you think about it, right? Because football players, they look so cool, but it's also so dangerous what they do. Like a lot of them are leaving that sport and they only got, numbered days because they scrambled their brains and now, they're on an accelerated timeline. Let's say that. Because the brain cannot go on that long if it is all shook up. But they look cool. Like, it's really cool. They're like our modern day gladiators, right? They're our modern day Paul Mescals. You know what I'm saying? And so it's so cool, right? They do touchdowns, they do celebrations. It's awesome. It looks so cool. People always, in pop culture, football players, that's a big thing. But then it's also the thing that kills them, right? And so that's why I equate it to smoking. I think, and you can't deny this, I think smoking looks so cool, but it also will kill you. And it's a guarantee. And so football, maybe it's not as dangerous as cigarettes, but it's right there, I feel like it has the equal amount of cool. They're different types of cool, but they're equal on a scale. But then, the harmful implications, right? The result of looking cool, is seemingly not worth it. They say, right? Beauty is pain. And I think looking cool is death. Like skydiving, right? That looks cool. Doesn't it look cool? When you have the world just pushing up against your face and, it looks like your cheeks are being ripped from your skull and you're giving each other thumbs ups while your hair is being ripped out of your scalp and then you can clearly see your hairline. That looks cool, right? But it's dangerous. And that's the price it pays to be cool. It has to be life threatening. And that's why football, smoking, and skydiving look so cool, right? Skydiving, does it look cool? I feel like you have to have the right get up, right? The right suit. Because if you just do it normally, you're just strapped to a guy. And then you're doing the thumbs ups and your face is just, oh my goodness. Have you ever seen those videos of people in jets where they have all the G-force going against them? It looks like their face is made of putty and then they pass out. It's really embarrassing. I feel like skydiving's the same way, right? It looks kind of embarrassing. It's cool, right? We don't tell people that it looks silly because you're like, oh, you risked your life. So I'm not gonna be mean about it. Like, if someone's gonna put their life just out there for no reason, that's the thing. Skydiving, no point to it, really. You're not accomplishing anything. But then again, hey, you could apply that to anything, Gauruv. We're not accomplishing anything in life. It's like, all right, calm down, fucking nihilist. But that's, I guess, one exception. Smoking and football, they look cool, but skydiving, mm-mm. If anyone tries to prove to you or like make the point that no, skydiving looks cool, I don't get what point they would make. What about that experience is cool? You're like scared the whole time, right? I guess that's the only thing. If you're really like gung-ho about it, right? You're really fearless, that's the word. If you're fearless about it, then it can be cool because you're like, oh man, you're not scared of anything. But I don't think that's enough for people to be like, oh, and that makes you cool. What are we even talking about here? I did it again this week. I went to that cafe I talked about a few weeks ago and I got my coffee and my donut. And I was really, just taking my time on this coffee, which is actually a departure from the norm for me. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I'm a really slow eater. It's something that has always been true about me, and all my close friends know that about me. If I go out to a Buffalo Wild Wings, right, with a friend of mine, and I order, let's say 6 wings, right? I'm going to get the small. Is that the small? Yeah, let's just say that's the small. I think that's like the mini, or the kid size, or whatever. Because the small is 10, right? Or is that medium? If I get 6 wings, and my friend gets 15 wings, my wings will come first, I will finish 2 of them, and look over and they're done with 15 wings. I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? But it's a thing. It's true. I don't know why, but I'm a very slow eater. I've been told, there's some floating theories out there, in that I talk when I'm at these meals. I'm usually telling a story, so I'm not, shoveling the food. But even when I'm a listener, I feel like I'm going at it pretty slow. And it's gotten to the point where I don't think I've tried to eat fast. There's some social situations where I've tried to eat fast, like at work, right? There's a finite amount of time. You only have that hour, so you gotta sit down, burn through it, and then get back to work. And so sometimes I'll have to like force myself to eat fast, and boom, immediate stomach ache. I can't even eat fast. And when I eat fast, that's a normal pace. My fast is other people's normal. I like to take it, slow strokes. Are we talking about food? What the fuck? But I take my time with my food. It's a little too much time, right? It's like the pace at which I eat food is like, the classic in a movie, the old woman crossing the street. And my friend is always the Boy Scout helping them across. But it's less about the goodness of their heart and the more like, hey, can we pick this shit up? Why are you still eating? But they still get the merit badge and the hours of community service. So they look good and I look like I need help. And I do, because I do eat pretty slow. But it's weird because on the other side of the coin, I'm the fastest drinker people know. Slowest eater, fastest drinker. I can slurp some shit down quick. And it's not a conscious thing. I don't aim to do that. but I just can drink things very fast. I don't know what it is, but it's been observed about me. I don't even think I knew this about me until people started pointing it out. Like, I'll destroy a milkshake. I better watch the fuck out, all right? The second it comes in, oh, I'm sending it right back out with haste. Because I'll slurp that shit down. But this coffee I got from this cafe earlier this week, I was kind of, sipping at it. But I was taking my time. I wasn't just burning through it like I usually do with liquids, right? And so when I was drinking it, I thought about, oh, if a friend of mine, saw me kind of taking my time with this thing, what would I say, right? They'd be like, hey, what are you doing? You usually get through that pretty quick. What's that? It seems like you're taking your time with it. And in my head, you talk out these situations in real life. I told myself, oh, I'd probably tell them like, oh yeah, I'm nursing it. It's a funny word. I don't know. Whenever someone says, oh, I'm nursing something, and it's like not a baby, I don't even know what nursing a baby means. But like when people say I'm nursing like some food, I find it funny. It's like an interesting word. And it'll always make me smile when someone says, oh yeah, I'm just nursing this appetizer. Because something about nursing mozzarella sticks is really funny to me. Just that sentence. Or are we done with the mozzarella sticks? No, I'm taking my time kind of nursing them, And I thought about it. I'm like, wait, why do we say that? I was like, what is the origin of nursing something? Like, I understand in context what nursing a drink means, but I was like, if someone was to ask for the dictionary definition, right? The denotation of nursing something, what does that mean? And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, maybe it has roots into the hospital, right? Like medical nurses. And I was like, that makes so much sense. It's exactly right. It's called nursing it because it's just like a nurse in hospice care. I know that this drink is going to be done pretty soon here, right? It's a little, 8-ounce coffee? There's not much to it. I know that its days are numbered, similar to a nurse in hospice care. You're trying to make their last days very enjoyable, the same way I'm trying to enjoy this finite amount of coffee. And I was like, oh, that's why they call it nursing, right? And so when you drink a coffee, you're nursing it. Yeah, you are doing the same job as someone in hospice care, which immediately then makes you better than any dentist, because as we know, dentists are not real doctors. Which is a weird stereotype that exists, right? Why is that a thing? We always shit on doctors. Like, I think in the Hangover 3 movie, there's a whole subplot where they keep making fun of, I think one of the main characters, his wife's like little brother is like in dental school, and one of the jokes is like, oh, his parents don't accept him because he's not a real doctor. But that is a real stereotype that exists, right? Which is funny because they have to do so much school. I've heard that dental school takes like fucking 10 years or something. So you're not even a dentist till you're 30, which is good. I've always said, doctors are like, man, we have so much school. And I'm like, yeah, and you should. Because you're going to be working on this. I want you to be very well read. Okay? Ideally, everyone that goes through school should be very well read and study a lot before they become professionals. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm gonna comment from the outside. I'm like, no, it should be like that, because it's not happening to me. It's kind of like people that won't forgive student debt. I don't know all the implications with it, but it's funny that sometimes you'll hear the older generation be like, no, I went through it, so you have to too. And I'm like, hey, so are we just gonna burn out one day? If we're never getting better, what are we doing? And this goes along with my argument a few weeks ago. Well, we'll never have a 4-day work week, because even when we get to the, right outside the gate of finally doing it, right on the other side of the gate is a 4-day work week. Someone's gonna be like, don't let them have it. And we're like, why? They're like, well, we didn't have it. I'm like, what? And we all know, right? The people that make rules are really, really old. So of course they're going to be like, no, they don't get it because we didn't get it. I'm like, so are we never going to get better? That goes along. This is just me rehashing what I said a few weeks ago about why we won't have a 4-day work week until like 40 years from now. It's really unfortunate. But for now, you can cosplay as a medical professional every time you drink coffee, because if you take your time, you'll be nursing it. That has to be right. I'm not going to look it up. Again, this is a podcast, As someone that talks on a podcast, I'm not supposed to look things up. I'm supposed to say things confidently, and then you should take them at face value and then pawn them off as the truth. And that's how society will move forward. That is what will get us a 4-day work week. So yeah, I'm just helping out the cause. I'm doing my part. Will you do yours? Let me know. I went through a drive-thru earlier this week and I realized something. I was listening to music. It was pretty loud. I don't remember what song it was. But I went through this drive-thru. I think it was a Del Taco. And whenever I go through a drive-thru, I always turn the music off. I mute it. Or no, I pause it. I don't understand people that mute music because I'm like, you're missing out on some of the music. It's kind of like when you're watching a movie with a friend and they're like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll pause it. They're like, no, just keep it going. I'm like, what do you mean? You're going to miss some of the movie. They're like, yeah, no, I'll get it. And I can't do that. I understand they're giving me permission to just continue, but I cannot, in good faith, let the movie run. I will then not enjoy the rest of the movie because I'll keep thinking, no, see, that character, you see why they did that? Because of what happened earlier when you were on the fucking crapper. And I'm not going to talk during a movie to fill them in. And then, you get to thinking, and you're like, wait, is the reason they want me to just keep watching a movie because they don't care about the movie? Oh, fuck, I suggested the movie. Am I inconveniencing them? Oh, no. Is my social presence a hindrance? A burden on them? Do they hate me? So it'd be better if we just let me pause the movie. I'm not even doing it for you. It's really more about me at this point. And I apply the same logic to songs and drive-thrus. I'm not just going to mute it because maybe I'm going to miss part of the song. I pause it. Some people, my sister is this way, she just keeps listening to music while ordering during a drive-thru, and I can't do it. It's not that I can't process two things at once, do the multitasking of taking music in and ordering something. It's just that I worry, is some of the music going to come through and then inconvenience the other side? Again, choosing to pause things is always about inconveniencing the other person. That's why I'm doing it, which ultimately leads it back to me, because then if I feel like I'm inconveniencing someone else, then I'm a bad person. So ultimately, it actually does have selfish motives, doesn't it? Damn. But I have to pause the music. And so I paused this song and I ordered whatever I ordered from Del Taco. And you're probably wondering, Garv, why the fuck are you at a Del Taco? I've only gone to Del Taco twice. The first reason I went to Del Taco and the first time I went to Del Taco is because I didn't realize on Thursday through Saturday, they have a 24-hour drive-thru. And there was this one day I was coming back home at like 3 a.m. and it was pretty much the only place that was open in the general vicinity. I think within like 10 miles of me. So I was like, I guess I'll go to Del Taco for the first time. And I am here to report that, it's pretty bad. I don't know if it's because it was prepared at 3 a.m., but good God, that's some of the worst fucking food I've ever had. But it's available. And so I liked it. That's the thing. I like shitty things. Everyone shits on Little Caesars, but it's good. It's good. That's the thing. You've always heard that thing. Little Caesars is amazing as long as you don't have some bitch in your ear telling you it's garbage. That's the thing. It is good. Everyone's just a hater. We don't appreciate things just because of the price tag. But I don't see you walking around with round table pizzas, so don't come at me. Domino's looking motherfucker. All right? People that order Domino's and Papa John's shaming people for ordering Little Caesars is exactly why there's a class war, okay? If you're ordering round table and you shame a Little Caesars person, sure, right? But if you're, right in the middle, if you're a pizza guy and you're making fun of Little Caesar, someone might stab you in the back 12 times, okay? So watch your goddamn words, and maybe you'll be the next Little Caesar if you don't. But in this drive-thru, right, I went to it the second time and I noticed there was something new on the menu. It's called a Dirty Del. It's just Dr. Pepper with a little bit of like vanilla. I think it's flavoring or maybe cream or something. And then they put a lime in it. This is apparently, I already knew about this because I'm very cultured, but there's a thing called dirty sodas. It's very popular and prominent in Mormon culture from what I've heard. And it's where you take soda and then you add a little bit of coffee creamer to it. Specifically, I think it's like the vanilla flavored. Is it Nestle, whatever the fuck? You know that weird um, bowling pin looking bottle with the red cap? You just pour a little bit in that, and then you squeeze a lime and put the lime in, and that's a dirty soda. So Del Taco adopted this and called it a Dirty Del. And it's very simple, 3 ingredients, and still they fucked it up. It tasted really bad, but that's besides the point. I went through this drive-thru, I got my food, and then as I was exiting the drive-thru, I went to unpause the music. Play, as some might say. And the song started, and immediately I was like, what the fuck is this? And I quickly skipped it, and I turned the volume down. And I realized, oh my god, going into that drive-thru, I was a different person than leaving it. I'm a completely different person because I didn't like that. I couldn't imagine how someone could like that, in fact. I turned that on, I was like, what is this noise, huh? Yeah, they shouldn't have a 4-day work week. You know, I turned into a 75-year-old man. And I didn't realize that yeah, drive-thru could be such a transformative experience. I don't know if it's the interaction I had with this person. Maybe they brought my energy down a little bit, calmed me out, made me chill. Because that energy that song came at me with, I could not match it. It was too much. It was overwhelming. And so I had to get out of there. But yeah, I didn't realize the drive-thru could be so transformative. And it's kind of like, and this is very dark, but it's kind of like what happens probably with some relationships, right? You're with someone. And then one day you look over, you're laying in bed together, you look over and you're like, oh my God, I don't like this anymore. That's fucked up. Or maybe, yeah, even you go through a drive-thru, with your sweet, sweet, lovely lady, right? And then you get out of the drive-thru, you pass them their Dirty Del, and then you're like, oh, I don't love you anymore. What the fuck? Also, ordering a Dirty Del at 3 a.m. it feels so weird. It feels dirty. Talking into a faceless, beehive-looking speaker and just being like, yeah, can I get a Dirty Del? And they're like, yeah, one Dirty Del. Anything else for you, you sick puppy? I'm like, oh, don't talk to me like that. Goodness. And whenever I order like weird named shit, I always try to like not say it. Like I saw a Dirty Del. It was plastered right on this like speaker where you order. And I was like, oh yeah, can I get one of the dirty, you guys have the dirty, it's like the Dr. Pepper drink, right? They're like, yeah, one Dirty Del. I'm like, you know the one? Yeah, I'll take one of those. I remember years ago, McDonald's, when they first introduced the strawberry cream pie, I always would go up there and I'd be like, yeah, can I get one? Do you guys have that strawberry pie? They're like, oh yes, strawberry cream pie. I'm like, yeah, that one. They're like, yes, say it. I'm like, what? They're like, yes, say it. Say strawberry cream pie. I noticed you were only saying strawberry pie. We don't carry those. What do you really want to order? Because if you don't call it by its name, you're not going to get it. So tell me, what do you really want? I'll take one strawberry cream pie. Yes, you will. And you're going to love it. It's really good. We just warmed up a fresh batch, in fact. I'm happy for you. Actually, can you order me one too? Let's do that thing like Tom's did. You know, the Tom shoes? If you buy one, we'll donate one, and I'll be the guy. Can we do that? Thank you. Yeah, pull ahead to the first window. We'll have your total. Yeah, whenever there's a weird sounding thing, I'm like, I always try to beat around it. Yeah, just a strawberry pie. Mm-hmm. And what else is in that pie? Oh, the breading? Yeah, but what else though? The cream. And what does that make it? A cream pie. Yeah, I'm going to eat a cream pie. I understand what I said. That's a devious combo. Imagine getting a cream pie and a Dirty Del. If they ever mesh a Del Taco and a McDonald's together, a McDel, a McDirty Del. Bro, what the fuck? So yeah. I left that drive-thru a different person, that Del Taco. And it wasn't the Dirty Del. It was just something, I don't know, something happened to where when that music played, I was like, yeah, no, What's this noise? It's hurting my ears. Yeah, I'm changing. I'm changing in ways I did not anticipate. The other day, I was making an omelet and I kind of like flipped it weird. Kind of landed on its side. And I audibly said, "Oh, geez, Louise." I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Immediately after I said it, I was like, "Ha!" I like splashed my face with cold water. I was like, "You didn't just say that, did you?" I was hoping. I pinched myself. I was like, "This has to be a dream." No way. I sincerely just said, "Geez, Louise," when I was making an omelet alone. I have good survival instincts. Yeah, everything I've said so far really lends to that idea, doesn't it? But no, I realize I have a lot of bugs, right? I think because it's getting colder, there's a lot of bugs that have been popping up inside my place. And so I've had to make amends with them and deal with them. And some of them are a little big. And I'm like, that's not an enjoyable experience, right? It feels like you're like killing a guy. And these bugs, they're not the CEO of a healthcare place, so I don't. Okay. Third reference. But these bugs, I realize, some of them are really big and they're scary. And I realize, oh, actually being so scared of these bugs means I have great survival instincts because it's that primal fear that kept our ancestors alive. It still lives within me, right? I go into a room, I see a cockroach, I go, ah, ooh, no, no, no. That means I'm a survivor because that's what our ancestors would have done. Because if they didn't do that, they just walk into that room with a cockroach and they get all cozy. That's death right there, baby. Sure, you might look cool, but again, like I said, cool things are dangerous. You might be chilling with a cockroach, but that's not good. You have no survival instincts, no primal fear in you. But I still got that. I got that dog in me. I got that roach in me. What kind of roach do you have in you, Garv? Oh, God. Oh, no. So, yeah, if you're scared of bugs, don't feel bad. That means you're on the right side of things. That means you're going to have a long and prosperous bloodline because you're aware. People that walk into a room, right, when they don't flinch at a spider, I think you're wrong. Unless you have to be jumping up and holding your skirt up, clutching your necklace for me to take you seriously, okay? I've had enough of these stone-faced sickos just walking in the rooms with bugs like it's no big deal, like they know each other, yeah? Oh, would you guys go to summer camp together, you fucking weirdo? I was harsh last week. Thank you, though, for the comments. I had to play that parental figure, and, you guys really came through. And that's why you're my favorite kid, actually. Don't tell your sibling. Don't tell them I don't like them as much as you. Actually, I don't even like them at all. I don't even have to be that rude. I could just give you props, but no, you can't compliment someone without putting someone else down. So thank you. You're better than your sibling. But no, thank you so much for the comments. It means a lot. Again, you guys are funny as fuck. So I do ask again, though. Yes, you ate your green beans last week. You ate your broccoli last week. I do need you to do it again. Because if you don't, there will be a day of fucking reckoning in a week. Okay? So please, just let's be chill. Again, I want to be the cool parent. Just leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below. Put the fucking comment in the bag and no one gets hurt. Okay? And then things will be on our merry way. Look at that. I even made it festive because Christmas, Merry Christmas. We don't say Merry for anything else, do we? Well, Mary had a little lamb. I don't know what day that is on. When is Had a Little Lamb Day? Okay. Busy that day. But yeah, we don't really say anything else, right? It's not Merry Thanksgiving. It's not Merry Halloween. It's not Merry Independence Day. It's not Merry 4th of July. It's not Merry the Force be with you. Merry de Mayo. When people really like a specific condiment on their sandwiches. Oh yeah, why don't you marry de Mayo? What are we doing? What are we doing here? I get a lot of comments also. It's funny. Most of you, like, I feel like get it. I'm not going to elaborate what it is, but I see some comments that are like, I don't get it. You're not talking about what I thought you were going to talk about, what the title says. It's like, yeah, welcome. It's also funny to think a lot of the times I'll title something and maybe that topic is like one of the last things I talk about. I don't do it on purpose. It just ends up that way. And so it's funny to imagine these people are like, oh my God, you have to wait like fucking 27 minutes before you talked about the thing I clicked on for. I'm like, you sat there for 27 minutes? Wait, so you listened to the whole thing and left a comment? I wish you were one of my normal viewers. My normal viewers don't even do that. What the fuck? And funny, some people, they'll comment. I'll elaborate on this more in the future because I have a funny story with this one guy watching one of my videos in front of me one time. But sometimes people are like, I don't get the point of this. He's just talking about nothing. I'm like, yeah, that is the whole point. If you have that mindset, then yeah, going back to nihilism, you could attribute that or like apply that to anything. Nothing has a point. We're all just having fun until our time is over, right? We're just nursing this thing. That's all this podcast is. I'm nursing my time before it's over. So just sit there and have a good time, all right? Don't slurp down that coffee. You're not impressing anyone. But if you do, I guess you'd be better than a dentist, huh? No, that's only for people that nurse the thing. So sit back, relax, and just nurse life. Because there's no point in speedrunning it. Because what do you get at the end? A picture of you skydiving? Ooh. No one's impressed. But I'd be impressed if you left a comment. So yeah, make sure you leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Jokes aside, the support, it's tremendous, and I'm very, very grateful for it. So thank you. I'm glad that people are still enjoying it. It's sometimes ridiculous and funny to me that people enjoy listening to this. I can't really understand it fully. I do get it a little bit. But to the extent at which people are listening, sometimes that is weird to me. But it's not up to me. It doesn't matter for me to understand. I'm just going to keep doing this as long as you stick around. So thanks for sticking around. Make sure you leave a comment, and I will talk to you next week. Okay?